What's up, guys? We're here for our third video series of the why and how, talking about different variations to your primary lifts or what you might use or see in a program for powerlifting. And today's lift is a box squat. So if you're not familiar with a box squat, it's number one way to put your depth in check. So whether you're a beginning lifter or somebody who's been lifting a long time, it can teach you where you need to hit and help you kind of get a feeling for the below parallel point in your squat. It also helps you so that you're not going so low and wasting energy, but you're really just making that breaking point where you need to and then driving back up to start. So depth check is a great reason to add in box squats. The other thing you're going to do is, especially if you're a beginning lifter, you might not be confident enough to go into full depth or into, what is below parallel for a squat. So what I do for my lifters is I'm going to implement a box squat, and I'm going to first teach them how to squat. A lot of times they might hinge forward versus backwards when they're trying, when you instruct them to go into a seated or a squat position. So, sorry for the noise in the background. My dogs are wrestling as usual. I think that happened in the last one. But what you'll see in this video, I use a box that's actually slightly higher than parallel, because that is for, a beginning lifter who still needs to build their confidence to go into a full squat, and will progressively take it lower and lower as they gain more confidence or learn the actual movement patterns to execute the movement correctly. The other great thing about a box squat is it's going to reinforce your ability to load your hips and your hamstrings. As you come in, you hinge back into the squat, take a seat on the box, slightly settle, but don't lose tension. You want to maintain that tension. You want to maintain even foot pressure. But when you drive back up, it's going to take a lot more recruitment from your hips and your hamstrings versus when you use, a normal low bar, high bar squat. You're really loading, putting a lot of load on your quads and your glutes. So it's nice because you're going to gain strength in other areas using a box squat. Another great reason to use it is, quite honestly, you can, allow for variation, not get stale in a movement. You want to, give your body different cues and train different movement patterns so that your overall execution is stronger. So in this next few clips, I'm going to show you the how of the box squat. We're going to talk about technique, where you need to apply, where you need to brace, where you need to maintain tension, and what you're actively working through the squat. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at raisingthebarperformance@gmail.com, or go ahead and post a comment below and I'm happy to answer. All right, so as I mentioned, the box squat's going to put your depth in check. It is also going to allow you to build confidence for the bottom of the squat. So here, my stopping point is slightly above parallel, but as I get more confident, I can then lower the box, and that's at a given load, so depending on what load you're working with. So you can lower the box and then reinforce the full depth of the squat. Here, I want to refrain from unloading or relaxing on the bench or the box and rocking back. You want to maintain tension on and off the box, so make sure you stay tight and braced. As you see here, I'm going to show you a clip where I fully unload and rock back. So this is what it looks like to do that. Make sure you're not rocking back. You're just maintaining tension and driving right back up. Maintain the foot pressure. So big toe, little toe, and heel. Load the hamstrings and then drive up through the glutes and the hips. So setup's going to be pretty standard. You might be slightly wider, toes turned out, but everything else is going to follow suit. Just remember, don't settle fully on the box. It's a touch and go here and drive right back up. So there you have your box squat with Raising the Bar Performance. You can check us out on our website or send me an email with questions at raisingthebarperformance@gmail.com.